The first thing you need to understand is this. That kiss didn't happen in a moment of romance. It happened in a moment of war. And the second thing? If I had walked out of that office 30 seconds earlier, my life would have stayed normal. But I didn't. Because when someone like Victoria Winters looks at you the way she did that morning, you don't leave. You brace yourself. My name is Lucas Miller. I'm 28 years old. And at Pinnacle Agency, one of the most ruthless media empires in New York, I was the youngest marketing director ever appointed. That title sounds impressive. What it really meant was this. I lived on caffeine, deadlines, and fear. Pinnacle didn't reward balance. It rewarded survival. And Victoria Winters? She didn't just run the company. She dominated it. People didn't whisper when she walked by. They went silent. Not because she asked them to. Because their instincts told them to. That morning, I arrived at the office already exhausted, my head pounding like a warning siren. The night before had been brutal, missed sleep, a client meltdown, and a last-minute campaign pivot that nearly blew up a quarter's worth of projections. Still, I told myself the same lie I always did. Handle it. You always do. The elevator ride to the 47th floor felt longer than usual. Every floor that ticked past felt like a countdown. Because I knew something was coming. Victoria had called a private meeting. No assistant. No agenda. Just 3 words in my inbox. My office. 9 o'clock. At Pinnacle, that kind of message meant one of 3 things. A promotion. A termination. Or a psychological autopsy where you left questioning your worth as a human being. At exactly 9 o'clock, I knocked. Enter, she said, calm, sharp, controlled. Her office looked like a chessboard designed by someone who never lost. Glass walls. Black marble desk. New York stretched behind her like a kingdom she already owned. Victoria stood by the window, back to me, arms crossed. She didn't turn around. Do you know how many people would kill to be where you are, Lucas? She asked. That's how she started. Not good morning. Not sit down. Just pressure. I do, I replied carefully. She turned then. Steel gray eyes. Perfect posture. That expressionless face that could dismantle careers without raising its voice. And yet, she continued, you let the Halvorsen account slip. The words landed like a slap. It didn't slip, I said. We stabilized it within. She cut me off with a raised finger. Don't correct me. The room felt smaller. I trusted you with that account because you begged for responsibility, she said. And now I'm answering emails at midnight because you miscalculated. I felt something twist in my chest. With respect, I said, and even I heard the mistake as it left my mouth, your executive team approved the pivot. Silence. Dangerous silence. Victoria walked toward me slowly, heels clicking like a metronome measuring my remaining seconds. Do you think, she said quietly, that approval absolves you of ownership? She stopped inches away. I could smell her perfume. Subtle. Expensive. Unavoidable. No, I said. But it means the blame isn't mine, she finished. Her eyebrow arched. That was when I knew, I'd crossed a line. Something shifted between us. The air changed. Thicker. Heavier. I worked 20 years to build this company, she said, voice low. I didn't do it by sharing blame. I swallowed. My heart was pounding, but something else was rising too, something reckless. Then stop putting impossible expectations on people and punishing them for being human, I said. The words shocked both of us. Her eyes narrowed. You think this is punishment? I think you enjoy control, I shot back. And today, you needed someone to remind you that results don't come from fear alone. That's when it happened. She stepped closer. Too close. For one terrifying second, I thought she was about to fire me. Instead, she grabbed my tie, pulled me forward, and kissed me. Not gently. Not hesitantly. Hard. Deliberate. Controlled. My brain shut down. The world disappeared. When she pulled back, the silence screamed. Her eyes searched mine, not for permission, not for confusion, but for impact. "That kiss," she said softly, "was just for you." And before I could speak, she turned back to her window. "Get out," she said. I walked out of that office in a daze, my entire reality fractured. Because nothing about that kiss felt like a mistake. And nothing about it felt finished. I didn't remember walking back to my desk. I remembered fragments. The sound of keyboards clacking like nothing in the world had shifted. The hum of the air conditioning. Someone laughing near the break room. And the overwhelming, impossible thought pounding in my skull. My boss just kissed me. Not a drunken accident. Not a moment of weakness at a party. A calculated, intentional kiss, delivered in the middle of an argument, inside the most powerful office in the building. And then dismissed like a line item on a schedule. I sat down at my desk and stared at my monitor, the campaign metrics blurring into meaningless shapes. My reflection stared back at me from the dark screen between refreshes, eyes wide, jaw tight, lips still tingling. That kiss hadn't felt impulsive. It had felt owned. For the first time since I joined Pinnacle, I didn't know the rules anymore. Every instinct screamed that this was dangerous. Career-ending dangerous. Reputation-obliterating dangerous. And yet, another part of me replayed the moment over and over. The grip on my tie. The certainty in her movement. The lack of apology afterward. Victoria Winters didn't lose control. She took it. My phone buzzed. An internal message notification. From her. 3 words. Be ready. Noon. My chest tightened. No explanation. No subject line. Just a time. I checked the clock. 10:17 a.m. Nearly 2 hours to sit with the aftermath of something that could ruin both of us, or change everything. Every minute stretched. Coworkers passed my desk, oblivious. A junior analyst asked me about ad placements. Someone dropped a joke about lunch plans. I answered on autopilot. Inside, I was unraveling. I told myself she'd pretend it never happened. That this was some kind of power play meant to destabilize me. But Victoria didn't play messy games. She played decisive ones. At 11:58, I stood up. My legs felt heavier than they should have. The walk back to her office felt different this time. Not like walking toward judgment. Like walking toward a loaded weapon. One that might already have my fingerprints on it. I knocked. "Come in," she said. Same calm voice. As if she hadn't just detonated my sense of reality a few hours earlier. She was seated behind her desk now, jacket off, sleeves rolled slightly, an intimate detail that somehow made everything worse. "Sit," she said. I did. She studied me for a long moment. Not coldly. Not warmly. Precisely. "You look distracted," she said. "That's because I am," I replied. A corner of her mouth twitched. Not a smile. Something sharper. "Good," she said. "Then you're honest." I leaned forward despite myself. Was that kiss a test? Her eyes flicked up. "A test for what?" she asked. "For leverage," I said. "For control. For, whatever this is." She stood, walked around the desk, and perched against it, arms crossed. "You assume too much," she said. "And yet, not enough." I exhaled. "Then explain it." She tilted her head slightly. Studied me like a puzzle she already